Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about the weirdest, well, not the weirdest, but a couple of my weird dreams, goofy dreams, one normal dream, a dream that starts off normal but gets weird. And we'll be, doing that for this video. The order is from least recent to most recent. So on August 26th, 2021, I was in a dark room with an indigo cat that had green eyes. I know how to get scared, just leave it to me. I just want to get scared right now, he said, as, me and someone else, I don't know who, quietly walked down a corridor. But at a certain point I stopped, and the cat thing skipped along the gray fog that rose from the ground, and red images from my previous nightmare showed up. Whoa, he jumped from an image from Helluva Boss, episode 9. I think that'd be enough for tonight. See, even my sister was coughing. Anyway, another dream that I had on August 26th, it wasn't as weird, but I opened a book that I wrote, and I saw my sister's handwriting in it. That was a dream. Like, literally, that's it. Alright, and August 30th, 2021, I was in a B-Storm simulator server. I was on a computer, spelled wrong, I think. And my inventory consisted of 8 items: tickets, stingers, glue, and a clump of crystals, and jelly beans. I forgot the rest of the dream. Another dream I had on... Where's the text? Odd. Anyway, so it was morning, and I was in my mom's room with my phone. My lock screen was the dancing line, the chaos, and on the screen, I got a notification with a red text that said, "Close call." I tried to keep as still as possible, but a figure came out of nowhere. It grabbed me and said, "I have to bring you to my boss." When it brought me to my mom's closet, it showed a sunflower wearing a coat. In tears, I say, "4th gen oak?" 4th gen oak is short for 4th generation oak, which is what I named one of my sunflowers that I had 3 years ago. Anyway, the sunflower thing said, "Don't worry, I'm here," and hugged me. I wish I could hug you, but I don't have arms. I wish I could pat you, but I don't have hands. I wish I can be there for you, but I have to go. I sure hope to see you again. The dream was over. As you were saying. So I thought. Anyway. So, and for my September 4th dream, it was morning during winter. I was a ginger cat with black dots as eyes. In the background was an ominous sound, and that scary music started playing. And before I continue, this was a Warrior Cats Untold Tales dream. And whenever I have dreams about Warrior Cats Untold Tales, some creepy music starts playing in every single dream I have of that game. I'm not even joking. Anyway, a dog began chasing me and I started running. I continued running and I went left to go behind a rock. When I went up, it showed the dog. And when I went back down, it still showed the dog. My hunger bar was showing dead, and I said to the dog, "So, have you ever killed a... You can kill me, really. I don't mind at all." It showed subtitles, and trust me, there's a trend going on with my dreams having subtitles, and the next dream that has subtitles gets really, really weird. Anyway, it showed subtitles, and the camera was zoomed in on the cat's lip sync with what it was saying. Then the dream was over. Alright, and the next dream, trust me, they get weirder and weirder. It was September 19th? Sorry, my handwriting was messy in 2021. There was an orange room, and the face from one of the Unikitty characters was on a body. He said, I'm going to take over the world," and then the lime green ball, one of my rolling sky OC things, came out of nowhere. He said, "And Yura," and the other dude interrupted him and said, "Oh my god, you're so annoying. Now I don't blame the orange ball for wanting to kill you." Another one of my rolling sky OCs. And it showed the orange ball thing making this face. Then the sound of a phone ringing was heard. I picked it up and recognized one of my friend's voices. Near the end of the call, I kept asking, "So where are you from?" And once I said that one last time, I was like, "Oops," and the phone hung up. The colors of a taxi showed up on my screen, and back in the orange room the dude said bye and left. And the dream was over. Alright, in September 20th, what a weird looking too. A wired cat-like figure was floating, looking at a baby. He was singing a song that kinda went like this. Up goes a unicorn, down comes a rainbow. What you are seeing is not in your head. Sparkling friendship across the valley you sped, running for your life from the thing that will make you be dead. Then the outline turned red, only to turn back normal as a demon cat appeared and said, "Dude, it's just a baby." And the cat looked at him. Then the dream was over. What a weird dream, right? Not as weird as this next one, which is my weirdest dream. It's at the personal record. It's like me and my sister like to write down our weird dreams and compare which one is weirder. And the dream I had on January 11th was so weird, nothing can beat it. Anyway, get ready. Alright, January 11th, 2022. It was morning and I left my high school and I spotted a furry, an anthropomorphic cat who was a child, and he had a maroon shirt and black pants and his fur was dark red. I chased him until we ended up in a street. Another anthropomorphic cat with the same clothing was standing, watching from a distance. A woman in the car appeared, and I glared at the child and said, "He killed my mother!" The woman widened her eyes and drove off after exclaiming, "Oh my gosh!" The smoke that left the back of her car had a cartoon style, and it looked kind of like the dirt or whatever the heck that is from Charlie Brown. If you know, you know. After the woman left, I began to chase after the anthropomorphic cat-child thing until I wrapped my arms around his neck when I caught up to him. I then dragged him towards the school doors while singing the SpongeBob SquarePants opening theme song. I let him go when I was at the doors, and I walked towards a small stretch of grass, sitting down with my legs crossed, my hands in my lap. The child ran around me, waving his arms behind him and laughing like this, "Ha ha 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 ha," something like that. The other anthropomorphic cat was on my right side, staring at me, while the child thing ran towards me on my right. When he came close, I shoved him with my arm, hissing. The rest of the dream would have continued if someone didn't wake me up, and that someone was, guess who? My sister. Anyway, yeah, this is the image that showed up in my dream. Yeah, that's it for that one. March 3rd, 2022. It was morning and it was cloudy and foggy outside. As my sister and I entered the bus, she asked the driver if he takes song requests. The bus driver responded with no, but there's another driver that would gladly accept it. My sister said, "Oh." Then I went to a large window that had blinds. I opened them and saw the sky, and then I closed them. The next thing I knew, when I looked outside again, I saw our neighborhood, and we were in an alley. I forgot what happened next. And in March 8th, 2022, I had a dream that my sister carelessly drove a car. March 15th, 2022, it was night and a woman from a Darman video was in a car with her child. After I got inside, the woman drove to a store and left the child behind. The child was crying while running after the car. I managed to pull my arm out and grab the child. The next thing I knew, it showed an ice-themed game thing, and there was a ring of ice. Inside, there was a cat icon from Geometry Dash with Firestar's fur color. Then I said to the child, "It's okay, this is what Firestar wanted." Then the dream was over. Anyway, on the 4th of July, 2022, it was daytime, and I was in the living room. One of the characters from a game that I made on Scratch, a crappy game I made on Scratch. One of the characters was looking down at one of my toy cats, which shift-locked upwards and started shivering! What kind of weirdly written S is that? So I made this when I was like 15? I'm 17 now, but holy crap, was my handwriting really that messy? Anyway, the characters from my game was like, "Oh no!" And he shut his eyes, murmuring, "So I can fix this again?" And it showed Yoda from Star Wars inside that little spot where a ticket is supposed to be, underneath the ledge leading up to the 5B Zone and B Swarm simulator. So anyway, Yoda's voice was echoing while saying something inaudible. and while he was talking, it showed the character from my game with his eyes open, and he exclaimed, "Alright, Shadows of Dawn!" And it showed an outside area with a blue sky, a white-furred anthropomorphic cat with sky blue eyes, light as their chest fur, and a black nose. And it was a girl. She was holding a giant dark blue and blue umbrella while spinning the top of the umbrella. Water squirted out from the ground like sprinklers. Another anthropomorphic cat was starting outside of the umbrella, looking above it as small streams of water dribbled down from the top. The anthropomorphic cat stared at it in awe and said, "Whoa." But then water got in his eye. He quickly closed with the Z them and winced in pain. The white furries with an apostrophe view became first person and looked at the orange anthropomorphic cat thing and exclaimed, "Oh, sorry." And the dream was over. I don't get it. It is so weird. But, you know what's weirder? The dream I had on April 17th this year. I was in a dark classroom filled with kids sitting on the ground. I left the classroom and noticed my orchestra teacher was standing outside. I then went up to her and asked her if I could ride on a halucha. Suddenly a town flame came out of nowhere with an invisible person riding on its back. As my orchestra teacher chuckled nervously, a noibat also flew past her. Eventually she said, "Sure, go ahead." And so, a halucha appeared out of nowhere and swooped past me, but I managed to hop onto its back as it flew away. I either woke up or forgot the rest of the dream. Whew, and if you think that's it, on April 16th this year, I had a weird dream. Anyway, it started with me floating around in one of the playgrounds from the elementary school I used to go to. My sister was sitting on the fence while bubbles were floating in our direction. While I was touching the bubbles, trying to eat them, my voice was narrating. My sister told me that these bubbles allegedly have potassium in them, but I seriously doubt it. When I was done narrating, I headbutted a bubble before I transformed into an anthropomorphic cat as my sister suddenly disappeared. Then me and another voice were singing beautifully as I continued flying around, even flying towards the forest to look inside of it before flying over to the sunflowers and other plants that were growing in there. Once I gently landed onto the ground, I felt myself smiling as I looked around, then looked behind me and saw small foxglove plant flowers. Then I stopped singing as I looked at a dead bush and said, in a completely different voice, "This makes me sad." Then I flew up again as it quickly started getting cloudy. "Where's a tree? I need to look for a tree," I mumbled to myself as I flew around the playground. I saw a large tree and I was about to sit on it, but I stopped myself. "No, there was a wolf spider here," I said as I glanced past the spiderweb. I then flew to another tree, and this one looked like one of those trees in the Australia map from Wildcraft. I looked at the tree worriedly and I said, "I can't sit here either," and flew to the center of the grassy field. I looked up towards the sky as I began singing again, starting with "Oh," as I spun around, trying to fly upwards, but instead, I felt my feet touch the ground. I tried again, spinning around once more before realizing that I failed again. And after I spun a second time, the clouds darkened as I felt a large, heavy raindrop. Panicking, I tried running to the doors that led inside as fast as I could. As I was running, there came a sudden downpour, and eventually, a lightning bolt struck me. I collapsed onto the ground, and that was when everything went black. When I opened my eyes, I saw two anthropomorphic cats staring at something with a blank expression on their faces. One was tannish with black pupils and copper-colored eyes, and the other one had dark gray fur and dark teal eyes. Both of their eyes were glowing, and the thing they were looking at was camouflaged with the black background. That was when I woke up. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that there were also subtitles when I said, "This makes me sad"? Like, basically the text was gray, and there was like a red outline thing surrounding it. Pretty weird, right? But you know what's weirder? The dream I had on June 20th. So basically, I was in this little classroom thing, and this little character from an anime called My Hero Academia. His name is Bakugo, and basically Bakugo was like sitting at a desk thing, and he was like holding out his hand, and like explosion stuff was coming out of it. And the teacher said, Bakugo, put away your explosion powers. And Bakugo glared at the teacher and said, you can't tell me what to do, stupid teach. And I forgot the rest of the dream. That dream was normal and all, but not as normal as this one. July 25th, 2024. I was in the sky, and I was flying, flapping my arms like a little bird, when suddenly, the vampire guy, whatever his name is, from Hotel Transylvania, yeah, Dracula, came out of nowhere. And then he was like, stop following me, in a panicked voice. And I said, in a confused but surprised voice, what? No, you're following me. You need to stop following me. And then like I just continued flopping my arms before flying away. And then all of a sudden, I fell to the ground. And a bunch of these weird looking creature things from Pretty Blood were on the ground, sleeping on their sides while drooling. And wholesome music was playing in the background. My voice was narrating, saying, oh, so this is what they look like when they were asleep? And then I woke up. So I was at my daycare, right? And it was during the daytime. And Katy Perry was singing in this transformer black robot looking thing, singing Dark Horse. And I was and like the transformer thing was like grabbing me and while dragging me towards Katy Perry. And then I started singing the Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night song. I don't know what the actual song is called. You can Google it, or sorry, not Google it. You can do that too if you want to. But you can search up on YouTube Tonight's Gonna Be a Good Night song and you'll get the results. So anyway, I was repetitively singing the ooh part of the song. I'm not gonna bother singing because I suck at singing. Ultimately. Anyway, yeah, that's it for the dream. No, it's not it. So I kept repetitively singing that one part, and then eventually Katy Perry was like, no! And let me go. I think. Here's another weird dream I don't know the specific date for. So I was playing the wolf, right? And on the compass, instead of showing players and enemies and stuff, it just showed like the weather forecast and maybe a bunch of thunderstorms. That's not the only weird the wolf dream I had. A weird the wolf dream? That's not the only weird the wolf dream I had. Another very, very, very weird the wolf dream I had is there's this like weird looking map thing. And one of the animals sounded like an anime girl. I'm not gonna finish that last part because YouTube's gonna get mad at me, but you can get some ideas. I don't know why it sounded like that either, okay? Anyway, so the next Weird the Wolf video is like this video, dream. Stupid little jungle thing, there's this dinosaur looking mofo that appeared out of nowhere. I forgot the rest of the dream. It was Warrior Cat's Untold Tales themed, and I was playing hide and seek as a dull wolf. Anyway, and as for my recent The Wolf dream, it was this new map looking thing with a bunch of animals, and I was in my 2K account. That's right, I made an actual 2K account this time. When I used money, unfortunately. For anyone who's trying to fight me, fortunately for me, as I was saying, I got some pretty looking gear that was epic and was cool and stuff. Oh yeah, and there were some new skills as well. Weird dream number 69,420. I was doing parkour on top of my house when suddenly Smiler, this guy over here, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of looks like the scary version of whatchamacallit from Deadly Assassin Classroom. If you know, you know. That it's kind of cringe, not gonna lie. Anyway, as I was saying, I was parkouring as I was trying to run away from the Smiler dude, and then he like zoomed past me, and I forgot the rest. No, I hid inside of a forest underneath a pine tree. And yeah, The next dream I have about Smiley is actually either a bad dream or a nightmare, I can't remember. Alright, so for this dream, I can't remember when I had it. I think it was during my freshman year of high school. My point is, it was weird. And if you don't like even the mention of anthropomorphic cats, you are going to cringe. And you will also skip to the timestamp provided on screen. Have a high cringe barrier? Good. Anyway, this light blue guy was on my computer. No, sorry, not him. I don't know what color that is, colored guy was on my computer working on my writing. And now for my favorite part of the video. The nightmarish honorable mentions. I do not know the exact dates of when I had these nightmares, but what I do know for sure is that they are weird. So anyway, I was on my YouTube homepage, right? And like, there's like a black screen, but there's like the gray loading thing. Like, you know, like when you click on a YouTube video and the Wi-Fi starts hating you, and like the video takes forever to load and that gray loading, spinny, whatever that thing is, shows up. Yeah, that was showing on the black screen. And then the sound effects from Animal Crossing could be heard. And then I woke up screaming like a little baby. I know. Before you think that's bad, I had another dream about the stupid Pokemon Lavender Town thing, but except the background music was Never Meant to Belong? Is it? Hey Purloin, is that the Bleach song, Never Meant to Belong? Is that the Bleach song, Never Meant to Belong? You know, the... No, is it? I only want to know if it's the song. Yeah, the song that I made a video about slowing it down. Is that the one? Oh, okay. So yeah, that was playing in the background, and because it's nightmarish honorable yeah. As I was saying, it showed the human sprite, the entrance of the Lavender Town thing. The Lavender Town was colored like the Lavender Town from Omega Ruby Red, whatever that game is, and it. Yeah, and I think it showed Ichigo in that dream. I can't remember. All I know is that for whatever reason, my 15, 16-year-old self thought that was scary, and I decided to wake up screaming. Oh yeah, speaking of waking up while screaming, I once had a nightmare about a picture of Sasuke with his hands on, his head on his hands while making a face. There was a picture of him, and the picture was sitting on top of a bin, and it was in my closet. My brain decided that was scary. And if you think that's it, no, there's more. I even had a nightmare about this, like, I was going upstairs in my mom's room. Well, in the previous house, because we moved houses, blah blah blah, whatever, who cares. And in her room, it was, like, dark and stuff, right? And all of a sudden, these purple little shape things come out of nowhere. And like the shapes were like squares, triangles, and it showed like this figure. No, it didn't show this figure, sorry. It just showed that, and then like I got really scared in that dream. I decided to make a drawing of a cat based off of that nightmare. Here's the image now. And for my next nightmare, I had a dream that I was playing Warrior Cats Untold Tales, and I was in Wind Clan territory when all of a sudden my black squares started slowly appearing on my screen, making everything disappear, and then a bunch of Wind Clan cats came out of nowhere and like zoomed towards me very quickly. I can't remember whether or not the dream continued or if I just woke up. Anyway, speaking of unscary nightmares, another nightmare I had this year, actually, is I was playing Wolf Quest, and one of my pups, since when I was playing the game, one of my pups freaking died. And yeah, I had a dream that that pup was living. Then like it showed them on screen. Like their eyes were black and they didn't have any like color to them. And my brain decided that was scary, which I think is bullcrap. Because that's, you know, not scary. Oh yeah, and another nightmare I remember having, like, this is our third house. In our first house, I remember having a nightmare about a dog laying down, like, kind of curled up-ish. Like, its limp body was laying on the ground. And I was just, like, looking down at it. It was just, like, gave me this, like, dreadful feeling. And then I woke up. Another nightmare. Yes, there's more. I was sleeping on a mat on the ground, and then this blue head with like a light blue outline and like very brightly glowing light blue eyes. It's like a human head. No body, just the head. Don't take it off context. Anyway, so the head, again, don't take it off context, floating towards me, and as it got closer, that's when I woke up. Pretty stupid. That is, until I had another nightmare. I was walking down this little hallway area with a bunch of Doors-style entities. And then Smiler appeared out of nowhere, and I was, like, running towards a little exit-looking thing. When I saw the boy from Happy Game T-posing, and Smiler standing over me with the Smiler sound effect, I guess, playing in the background. And nightmare number 3001. Smiler, no, it's not Smiler. It's like the stupid looking background thing. And the boy from Happy Game was T-posing, again. And was staring at the screen. And there's like a force tearing him apart, and there were like blood curdling screams as blood, came from his body. Nightmare over. Forgot the rest. Yeah. Pretty dark. So for context, I listen to music to go to sleep almost every day. And for this song, I decided to listen to this one Surus of ET song for the fourth time. My brain didn't like that because it made me have a nightmare about like a reddish sky. And it showed this trailer thing that was also red. And I was walking into the woods. This is like in my second house, because like in my second house there's like this woods area that I would always bike in. It was very nice until construction things happened to it and they destroyed the house. More on that later, you don't care about it. So yeah, the nightmare was about the red sky thingamajig. Cool. And I forgot the rest of the nightmare actually, because like I said, it was like a year or so ago, so, you know. So, scary nightmare number 1, ranging from least scary to most scary. Okay, so I was downstairs during the nighttime. You know a nightmare is scary when it takes place during the nighttime, am I right? And I was watching TV. And on the TV it showed, like, a father talking to his son. And, like, I think... Oh yeah, the son had a... No, not the son. The father had a shotgun. And the father was, like, yelling at the son. And then he shot him twice with the shotgun. And I woke up screaming. If you think that's terrible, wait till you hear about scary nightmare number 2, which is the scariest nightmare I had. Ooh, spooky. So yeah, anyway, I was in like the playground for my daycare I used to go to, like when I was little, in elementary / early middle school. Yeah, there are 2 playgrounds, one for the little baby toddlers, stupid little brats, and the others for the older kids, who are also brats. Anyway, so in the, smaller playground, there's grass everywhere, and there's this dog. That's right. Whenever there's a nightmare with a dog in it, you know it's scary. So the dog thing was staring at... Okay, no, it was limply walking around with flesh hanging from it. And suddenly, like, very quickly turned its head towards me. And then just, like, stared at me. And I woke up. That's right, screaming. You know what nightmare didn't cause me to wake up in the middle of the night screaming? Sorry, that's right. I had a dream that I was in this little park area thing, and there were these two, Disney duck characters, and, one of them was wearing an orange shirt, and the other one was wearing an orange shirt, and then I think either the goofy ad dog or the short, exactly 3 foot mouse, one of them showed up and was talking, and the nightmare was super scary for that reason, according to my teen notes, or however old I was when I had that nightmare. All I know is I definitely was not 15, 16, or 17 when I had that stupid, pathetic nightmare. Bro, what the heck even is that? It's not scary compared to the nightmares I have today. I was in my bed holding a calculator, and the calculator read something out. I don't know, I forgot. But the Hibernation soundtrack from Beast Run Simulator was playing in the background, and I woke up because my brain thought that was scary. Special shout out to that one Purloin, who once had a nightmare that one of her... Yeah, Purloin, explain one of your nightmares. Come on. I don't really see the point of doing that because I'm already gonna make a video about, like, me talking about my weirdest dream, so no spoilers. No, it's fine, go ahead. Nope. Well, no one's gonna watch this video anyway, so I'll just have a little sneak peek for whoever has the nerve to watch this. It involves 2 anthropomorphic cats and a filing cabinet. That's it. I'm gonna make a video about that. I already said that. Yeah, so basically, in her nightmare, one of the anthropomorphic... I'll just explain it. You're like, fuck, no one's gonna watch this video anyway. Gosh, okay, so basically it was like, it's faint, because like many months have passed, so I don't really remember the full details, but what I do remember is that, there were these 2 anthropomorphic cats, and there's a purple cat with red eyes, and then the another purple cat. Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, the purple cat with red eyes was like, I'll call him what's a good nickname? The purple guy, and the other anthropomorphic cat, which was all purple, is Vanilla Wafers. But basically, purple guy was going through a filing cabinet. He brought out a folder, and before he opened the folder, I woke up screaming. Vanilla Wafers was watching purple guy do all of this. As I was saying, sorry, I was looking at the screenshot I'm about to send my sister. Okay. Shut up. Okay, so, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Sonic, that's the worst part of your nightmare, just Sonic and nothing else. Shut up. So, Sonic was beating my sister and I with an umbrella. A closed umbrella. Outside of our room. That's all I have. Talk! Oh, it's unmuted, okay. We were chatting a bit. Well, our mom was grabbing us by the wrist, and she was dragging us across this, like, parking lot, like, grabbing our wrists, like, very tightly, and while I was, like, trying to get out of her grip, my big sister noticed me struggling and pulled out a flamethrower to set me on fire, and I woke up screaming. Give me my microphone. Thank you. Anyway, that's enough from that one, probably for real this time. Sorry, my mic wasn't working for a few seconds. But what I meant to say was, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for 460 subscribers. More videos similar to this one will come into the future, except as like normal content that nobody will watch. You can always comment down below if you don't want me to upload this kind of content. But another content you definitely don't want me to upload is a post I'm planning on doing, where I'm going to be reacting to either the ghost stories dub or my cringy videos, old stuff. I won't be doing a face reveal. I'll just be using crappily drawn. Is crappily even a word? Who cares? I'll be using crappily drawn images of my persona. But yeah, bye.